Alright, we're live.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Talking Time with Caffeine, the only podcast where we consume caffeine and talk about whatever the hell we want to.
Except, I already drank a bottle of Mountain Dew like an hour ago. Sorry.
Anyways, welcome to episode 2 of season 6. Wow, 6 seasons already.
And the last season had like 50 episodes, which is a big improvement from seasons before it.
Oh yeah, and past seasons period.
Exactly.
But yeah, so last episode was a short episode, with kind of getting interrupted because of Snick's live stream in the middle of it. Because, anyways, we had talked about our plans for this year of our channels. We review my plan, get more podcast, do some more quality podcasts, maybe 100. I don't know.
100 episodes. Well, I mean, considering the fact that we're starting a lot earlier in the year compared to previous seasons, that could be possible. Possible.
Yeah, and then I would like to do finish my Kingdom Hearts and Phoenix Wright Let's Plays, and maybe start Breath of the Wild and Final Fantasy series this year. Cross fingers. And maybe do some top 10 list or top 3 list, being how motivated I am. I forget what Snick's goals were, and he's too sick right now to even remember, probably. Before we get to our main topic, do you have any goals for your channel this year, Mario?
Well, I would like to try and severely speed up the rate in which I produce content. Though right now that's a huge challenge because I have freaking multiple things going at the same time, including Vandelia's stuff too, since I'm his editor. Well, at least for the game videos.
Maybe once you graduate school in a few months, one of those things might be out of the picture.
Maybe, but how many projects do I have, actually? Let me think. I have the Partisan Time live Let's Play, which I started on Halloween. And then I also have the Brandon's ROM hack Mario 64 live Let's Play on top of that. And then I also have Shitty RPG. And then, what else? I remember I was doing a different game. Oh yeah, 3D World, that's another one. Is that all my projects? I think that's all my projects, and Vandelia's would be Kingdom Hearts and Phoenix Wright. That's 6 different projects going on literally at the same time almost, to the point where I had to put more priority over certain projects, and even then my rate is not what I like it to be, so I need to seriously improve that. Though Vandelia's content is going to be coming out more regularly since I'm putting more attention to his, since more of a responsibility.
Plus, it gets some new games in his pocket.
And also maybe, hopefully, more content being produced that would help with the subscriber count on my end and even Vandelia's end too. And also, I need to seriously get a Let's Play done before a year. It's getting to a point where 4 Let's Plays now, well, actually 5, I think. I don't know, I'm confused, but at least maybe 4 Let's Plays I've done is reaching that year point. NSMB on the DS and Squeak Squad did that, and there goes Schnick. But NSMB and Squeak Squad lasted a whole year, and now it's getting to the point where Shitty RPG is also lasting an entire year, and I think 3D World as well, so that's literally 4 things. I think I'm going to have to move things around here, yeah. So
like, open Skype. You always get like 5 monitors, open Skype in each one. Each one click.
oh god. So yeah, basically, all in all, produce more content so then I don't make a fucking project last an entire year. Hopefully get more subscribers from the faster amount of content, maybe. I'm trying to figure out what looks better, because this is a new setup that I put here. Yeah, I think that's all in all what I had to say about it.
Oh, cool. Well, hope to see it soon. Or, yeah. I try not to produce too much for Mario to be overwhelmed him, even though I believe when we record some, even though I believe when we produce the Kingdom Hearts series and get it going, but then that would leave so much for Mario to do, and plus a backlog on my computer that I don't want to fill too much up, because Snick over here, he's gone now, but we have like 100 episodes of Kingdom Hearts 2 in backlog from 2 years ago. Still to produce. I don't want to have that much backlog.
Yeah, I've had backlogs of my own with Shitty RPG, and I think I'm almost done with that backlog, and once I'm actually done with it, then I'll have a lot more updated content. Oh yeah, actually, speaking of more content, there was one other thing I forgot to mention. I want to do a thing where I repair consoles, and I'm actually going to be ending up starting with my Wii. It was originally going to be a DS Lite, but it's my Wii because I put an SD card slot in the disk drive, like, literally last 20 minutes of 2017, and, like, the first 3 hours of 2018 went and repaired it, and I recorded it, so we'll see how that goes once I reach that point.
Yeah, and I made a deal with Mario to one a week. That way he has time to do this stuff, and he's not overwhelmed.
Even though it's not working out so great because of technical difficulties. But,
yeah,
you know, you can get over it, I guess.
That's a review of last week. Now, after the podcast, we had some gaming live streams where Mario was racing his friend Brasta 455, and during that Mario 3 live stream race, which also, I think also might have, did that include some Lord of the Rings?
Well, okay, so you started the live stream in the middle of the race because you were with Schnick while we were doing the race, so once Schnick was done with his thing, then that's when you started your thing, so there's that. Two, the live stream lasted well over after the race ended. It lasted 5 hours, in fact, and I did a live stream that was 5 hours myself, but I played Lord of the Rings 2 Towers, which, by the way, fuck that game, and Schnick played Ocarina of Time, I believe. That's the only game he played, I think. And, Brandon, I think, he probably did both BS Legend of Zelda and A Link to the Past. And in case no one knows what I'm talking about when I say BS Legend of Zelda, I think it stands for broadcast. Hey, Yellowhammer. But I think it stands for Broadcast Legend of Zelda. It was for the SNES's Satellaview, or, well, not the SNES, but the Super Famicom, because it was a Japan thing only. Basically, to explain the Satellaview, it's this, if you know what the disk drive is for the N64, then it's basically the same thing. And one of the games was Broadcast Legend of Zelda, in which I guess the player transported into Hyrule is collecting stone tablets, and I think that's all I know about the plot. Oh, and also apparently it takes place between Link to the Past and Link's Awakening, I believe. So there's that. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but that's basically the gist of it. But anyways, yeah, those were the games that we played during that stream. And, crap. Actually, what was I building up to?
I don't know, but I was going up to is, well, during that live stream, we talked about how everyone else has seen I think everyone else has seen Star Wars, except for me, but I'm going to go to see this Monday. And we talked about how some things are spoiled for other people, like movies or games or, in Mario's case, thumbnails.
Oh, yeah, that was brought up well after the race, but, yeah, there was like a mini argument-ish kind of thing going on in that stream about spoilers, and I guess that's where this topic was born.
Like, I guess spoilers for some people are different. I guess some games I don't want to be spoiled with, and definitely movies I'm planning to see. Like I had no problem with Snick telling us about the It movie last year on the podcast, because I had no desire to ever see that movie.
Yeah. In fact, you know, we actually do pretty well when it comes to bringing up things that would be spoiler-worthy, because, or at least I think we do, though maybe you just don't remember something right, but from what I remember, we basically say spoilers, and then maybe we give some sign or something when we're done doing the spoiler, and that gives time for people to take off their headphones. That is if they're looking at it, but if they don't care, then they don't care pretty much, I guess.
Yeah.
Then again,
I have been... Go, sorry.
Then again, maybe the visual system wouldn't work as good, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to really do it when you're only like getting it based off of audio, so I don't know. Maybe people have to skip forward at that point. But what were you gonna say?
It is. I think Star Wars has been out for a month, or at least for a few weeks now, and I have avoided every review of it, every rumination or whatever it's called of it. People talking about it.
Yeah.
So I've seen it, and I don't know. As for video games, however, I don't know. I guess sometimes I like to be surprised. Other times, since I'm a 100%er, sometimes I like to watch walkthroughs and read walkthroughs about the game before I play them. Most of the time, because that's me. Because I like to go for the gold when I play games. I don't want to be blindly. I guess that's the point of a blind let's play, is blindly walking around. You know, even though it'll be my first time playing the game, I think I never was spoiled for really were the NES games like Mario and Mario 3 and Mario World, because there was no internet back then, so I couldn't be spoiled. So I was blindly playing them. But of course, then again, those games weren't really. Can't really. I guess you get 100% Mario World with the keys and stuff. And I did. I guess no, they count because for Zelda games, I had strategy guides, so I pretty much already was spoiled anyways because I read magazines.
I mean, to be fair, the NES Zelda games literally needed the player to have a guide because, I mean, especially with the first Zelda, I think it was outright impossible to figure out what you're supposed to do, especially in places where you're supposed to blow up a portion of the wall with a bomb, but they don't tell you where it is, so it's like...
They help get a lot of bombs, a lot of luck. Here, nope. Here, nope. Here, nope. Here, nope. Whoever it is, nope, nope. Sound it. That's what I used to do. I'm like, nope, 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 nope. Got it.
Yeah, that's a huge flaw, and I heard that the game does give you hints, but English makes it like more confusing, so there's that. It's the same deal with Zelda 2. They have hints sometimes, but it's really confusing. But in Zelda 2, Zelda 2 I think was worse because most of the NPCs had literally no information for you whatsoever and was a complete waste of your time to talk to. They didn't even really do a whole lot other than say hi or something like that. Though I do wonder where that I am error NPC even came from. Like why is he in the game? How did that happen?
Well, actually, Okay. Spoiler alert here.
Wait, for what?
The error guy.
Oh. Oh my god.
Apparently, if you talk to like some guy in the woods, I think north of that town, in a shack, and then go back to that guy, he actually says something else.
Really? He actually says something else. Other than I am error. Wow.
I saw that in the Zelda dungeon thing.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so for me, video games aren't that big. I mean, I might sometimes when I play them, it's interesting different times. But I actually believe like Kingdom Hearts, I haven't got the game for like years after, and I wanted to know the story, so I spoiled myself because it was years before I even got a PS3 or PS4 to even play them on.
Yeah.
And I wasn't playing. I had no plans to gain a PSP anytime soon. I wanted to, but money. So I was like, 6 years later. I guess for some people, actually, some people haven't put the Kingdom Hearts series and they're surprised, but me, I wanted to know the story, so I just watched videos of it. But according to Mario here, which I didn't know, apparently some channels spoil stuff via thumbnails.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's channels. Shit, what was it called? I have a hard time remember one particular channel because I hate it so much.
Yeah. I personally, I thought if you just see the title of something and I want to see this, I want to see anything about that, just look at it. But apparently like I said, I know the thumbnail could do that too. Sorry, go on.
Well, I can't remember what the name. I'm trying my hardest to remember what that name is of that one channel.
Maybe it's in an old.
It's something gaming. It's that channel I showed you when, like, going back to the stream you were mentioning earlier. I showed you that channel during that stream, I believe.
Do you mention it in the Skype chat or in the YouTube chat?
Skype chat.
Oh,
Prosofia Gaming. That's as soon as you went pro, I'm like, oh right. But yeah, Prosofia Gaming is like one channel that I've seen do it, and there's a couple other channels that do similar things, but Prosofia Gaming I find to be the biggest biggest channel that does that, or at least the one that comes up the most for me, because his problem, literally, it's like videos where he pretty much shows off things like collectibles or like boss rush kind of videos. But my problem is that his thumbnails literally show what those things are. Like if it's a video about collectibles, he'll literally show some of the collectibles, or if it's a boss rush, usually what he'll do is show a few of the bosses, and then in the center of the photo show the final boss. The final boss. And, if someone wants to fucking beat a game or is in the middle of playing that game and they see that shit, they better fucking look away like the instant, because otherwise they're gonna get spoiled. And unless they're like me where they can easily forget things, then good luck, I guess. I'm not really sure what to say, but the thing is, I don't care if people make those kind of videos. It's not the fact that they're making the videos, it's the fact that they're making the thumbnail spoiler worthy. Because, People will say, oh, don't watch it. Well, I don't watch it. All I need to see is the thumbnail, and bam, I can just be spoiled, but it also depends on what it's showing, I suppose. But it's the fact that it's the thumbnail that fucking pretty much makes it really bad and such a huge issue for me. And I mean, different people have different views for spoilers. Some people honestly just don't care, and other people like me care about it. For me, if you like, to give you my perspective, basically, I'll really care about spoilers if I'm interested in said thing. Like, currently I'm trying to get to the boss of 3D World. But if someone were to show me a picture of the final boss, that would kind of piss me off. Yes, I know it's Bowser, but I mean, they've been doing certain things with games, and, you know, even if it's the same fucking character, if they do something different, I don't want to know what they do differently, you know? Regardless if it's the same character or, you know, what, I'd rather not know, because it's like there's a surprise factor. If you're spoiled, then when you get to that point in the game, where's the surprise factor? Gone, because you already knew what was going to happen, so there's no surprise factor in it. And this can go the same way with movies and other pieces of media, I guess. Well, not really so much music, but anything that tells a story, pretty much. But movies is also a big issue, too. Force Awakens, people spoil the shit out of Force Awakens. There's no denying it. It was everywhere. Fucking everywhere. And it's like you literally couldn't even go in YouTube comment sections without seeing a spoiler. If I was going to watch The Force Awakens, yeah, if I was going to watch The Force Awakens that year it was coming out, I would have been pissed off too. Though I don't really care about it now because, well, I just never got a chance to watch it, and I don't hate Star Wars, but I'm not like the biggest movie buff either, and I don't really get a lot of opportunities to watch movies anyway, so now it's like, oh, well, I already know, so But with that surprise factor, it's going to be gone. But I'm not pissed off about it because I just don't really care that much. But it's more so of a problem if you're going to want to see it. I'm basically repeating myself because there's not really too much I can explain, really. It's just surprise factor, generally speaking. And, I mean, what more is there to say?
I don't really know. This is why that's the reason we need at least 3 or 4 people here sometimes, because, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing too. We like multiple perspectives would have helped, but
Snick is sick right now, and I think Rasta is quit the podcast.
Yeah, he doesn't really care about the podcast anymore, unfortunately. I don't think he's really interested in wanting to come back. He did tell me why he stopped doing the podcast.
He did? Or he didn't tell?
He did.
Oh.
When the new Game of Thrones came out, people were hacking into HBO's databases to steal clips and photos of the show just to spoil it for other people. That's fucked up. That's kind of fucking stupid. I've also heard a problem where if there was, like, let's say there's 2 friends and they were living in 2 different time zones and they were watching the same exact show. Well, okay, maybe not friends, but okay, that was bad explanation of a good example. Okay, different time zones, the same show being aired, but there's like, you know, different timing between the 2 time zones, I guess. So one time zone might be, oh my god. Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Forgot to tell them that we started podcast episodes again. Ugh, I get annoyed when that happens. It's like they knock on the door and then they're opening and I'm like, no.
Red light. Like,
I should make a sign where it says podcast in progress or something and just it's like, don't do it. Don't knock. But
So, Yellowhammer, if you're in chat still, what's your opinion on spoilers? Do you mind it, or do you hate them, or what? If you're listening still.
Well, while apparently I'm getting pumpkin pie right now, but or it's gonna be to me. I don't know. I suck at talking apparently. Anyways,
we all do.
So while I still have the chance, okay. So 2 different time zones. One time zone's behind another time zone, and people in the time zone ahead of the other one will post stuff on Twitter, and if the person from the behind time zone sees something that they are about to see, then it's automatically spoiled right before they even get to see it, and people would be pissed off about that because they were in the middle of watching it. They deserved to get to see it the same way the people in the time zone ahead of them got to see it. But because that other people spoiled it and couldn't wait a few more minutes, or whatever long it takes, even though technically it's still not their fault, but, it just kind of goes bad like that. But then again, I guess you could also argue that, oh, well, just don't go on Twitter because, you might as well see it for yourself without being online for a while. And, yeah, I think that's a good argument, too. And then, like, spoilers kind of have a gray area on top of that. It's weird. Depends on what game or movie that is being spoiled. Yeah, like I said earlier, it's kind of the same for me. If I'm interested in it, rather not be spoiled. If I don't care, then I don't care. Some people just don't care, period. So, it's like, oh, game I'm about to buy. Let's look up the ending. Oh, I know the ending now. Well, time to play the game.
That, I guess that's a matter of opinion too, is sometimes knowing the ending can be bad, I guess, most times, but or the twist, or sometimes the middle of it's where, sometimes the middle of the game is where the stuff happens, And I guess some people are like, it's the journey to the ending, how they got there. Sometimes the ending, knowing the ending can be bad too of games.
Yeah, yes, people will argue. Oh. Okay, sorry about that. Anyways, wait, what the hell? Oh my god, this slice kind of sucks. It looks freaking flat. Yeah, doesn't this look flat to you? Well, yeah. I mean, you can't see it yet, but whatever. Anyways, what was I saying? Especially when Super Mario Odyssey came out. Oh, yeah. Actually, honestly, I think it was Super Mario Odyssey is why I hate Prosofia Gaming, because that's when he started to come up for me. So, there you go. What was I saying?
I forget.
Damn it. Everybody forgetting shit. Yeah, in case no one watching this or listening to this couldn't tell, I suck at remembering. At least for the most part.
See, the worst. That's the thing about live podcasts.
Unscripted.
Yeah, the goal.
Well, basically, alright. Yeah, I guess it's just a matter of perspective, really. I mean, with this kind of argument, you can't exactly win because there's just such a big gray area and just different perspectives that, you know. Oh yeah, also sorry about that. Sorry about the plate and all that.
Well, well, thanks for being a new viewer, Yellowhammer. Hope to see you on future episodes. What do you think of our? While we're here, what do you think of our new? Actually, for you as our first background, this is our new background for this season. Might change, might not.
Yeah, my explanation sucked really bad. It's been a while since the last podcast I've been on.
Like I said, usually we have more talking here, but we're down 2 people.
Yeah, there was moments where it was me and another person named Schnick only, and that was pretty difficult as well. But it really depends on the kind of things we talk about.
First, Snick can talk and talk and talk and talk sometimes.
Oh yeah, that too.
So sometimes none else can get word in sometimes. We have to like, Snick, shh, take turns. Mario, go.
It feels too romantic? Huh, that's interesting. It was more to give off a spacey feeling, but if it feels like completely different from what it's supposed to be, then I'll probably end up changing it again.
Yeah. Maybe. I thought it reminded me of... I said it reminded me of the that one when you battle Shadow Link in Ocarina of Time in the Water Temple.
Yeah.
So we just played that game a few days ago. It's almost like that room. Oh, but yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to talk about spoilers between the 2 of us.
Well, let's see. Let me summarize what we were saying and see if there's something else we can talk about with spoilers. Spoilers really depends on person to person because everyone has like their own opinion on it. There's such a huge gray area in how you're supposed to treat spoilers depending on what you feel about it. And it can just overall be a big issue that we can't really solve. And some people just outright say, oh, well, if you're that worried about spoilers, then, you know, don't go on YouTube. Well, you know, it's not as easy as just not going on YouTube, because like I was saying earlier, Force Awakens, comments were everywhere. I mean, obviously you don't want to just not be on YouTube for a while because of spoilers, but, you know,
yeah.
If it's that big of an issue, then is it really your fault for accidentally being spoiled on a completely irrelevant video? I think Schnick said that there was Force Awakens spoilers on Psycho Dad videos. Not Psycho Dad videos. What's the name? McJuggernauts. I don't know why I said Psycho Dad videos. But yeah. McJuggernaut is completely irrelevant from Star Wars, yet spoilers on that channel at that time. Like, what are you supposed to do about that? Oh, not go on his channel? Oh, bullshit. I want to go on a channel when it just doesn't even have anything to do with the movie, because theoretically, you know, you get my point.
Yeah.
Spoilers pop up on your news feed. Jeez. But yeah, it's not as simple as, oh, just not going on it. Because that's kind of stupid. You should be able to go on wherever you want that's not relevant to what you're trying to avoid spoilers from. And, you know, still enjoy content without being risked of spoilers.
So,
and I agree with people that say, oh, Well, if you're looking up videos of that kind of thing that you're trying to avoid, then you probably shouldn't do that in the first place. Well, what about my case when literally, like I was saying earlier, thumbnails. What about in my case where I'm on completely irrelevant videos and all of a sudden YouTube just suggests to me shit from a channel that has spoiler-worthy thumbnails? What are you supposed to do then? Yeah, you can click not interested, but this is YouTube we're talking about. YouTube doesn't like to listen to people because literally I clicked not interested so many times that I actually started remembering thumbnails because I was forced to see it so many times. Like, if I see it like maybe a couple times in like a time frame of 1 second, then yeah, I can forget about it, but once you see it like 20 or 30 times, even if it's for 1 second, you're going to start remembering what that is, and once you can't forget it, then you're screwed.
Yeah, if you're going to spoil something, go to a site specifically about that thing for spoilers to people that want to hear them. And like I said, don't announce them in a video that nothing to do with the movie or game, period. Like don't go talking about the ending of, say, Kingdom Hearts in a, I guess, in a, like, It movie review, I guess, cause, or vice versa. Yeah, this. I mean, you should go into Kingdom Hearts. There was this one Let's Player was playing the game blind, and he said in chat, "Don't spoil the game for me while I'm playing it." Somebody did, and he banned them from his chat.
Wow.
Like,
also, here's another perspective from Brasa, aka Brandon. So, my friend Brandon says, oh, well, there's not really much you can do about it nowadays, so you gotta just, like, live with it. Like, I can't remember specifically what he said, but the gist of it is that he was saying that, oh, you just gotta basically not care about spoilers anymore because it's just gonna happen, so what's the point? Well, personally, I don't know about you, but saying that you should just not care about the problem anymore isn't exactly the greatest argument in the world. Excuse me. I just don't really think that's a viable solution. I mean, it doesn't really solve anything. It's just promoting people to, you know, spoil things even more. And I mean, I just don't really get why saying that is a viable option. You're basically telling someone, oh, change your views about something. No, it's not as simple as that. You gotta, like, you know, have an actual solution about it. And unfortunately, solutions that people say aren't very good because we don't have very good solutions. Overall, they all suck. Not going on the internet. Bullshit. I want to go on the internet anyways. Don't go on things that are relevant. Okay, yeah, that's a viable option, but what happens when those are suggested to you anyways? What do you do then? Overall, I just think that people need to have a little bit more respect, I guess, for people that care about spoilers and just legit go to a place where they can talk about spoilers without having to worry about people that don't want spoilers, you know, complaining, because then it just creates like a barrier for people that don't want to be spoiled and makes it so they don't have to complain. But that's not going to happen because, well, I mean, I guess it kind of has happened, but it's not going to just overall stay in that area. It's going to leak out because people are assholes.
so, I guess that topic's done.
Yeah, there's not really much else I can go on about it. I think we covered everything with spoilers.
Like I said, just the two of us. That's all we can talk about.
Yeah.
There's no discussion. Because I pretty much agree with Mario for the most part. So, first here is Yellowhammer. 20 minutes left. We're going to wrap it up soon. Early. You have a topic you want? You have a topic you want to talk about?
Well, actually, Yellowhammer put in the chat. Speaking of solutions, remember when Trump got rid of Obamacare and said it'd be a solution, quote unquote, to rising taxes?
Oh yeah, you have Obamacare. So I can't go to my doctor anymore. Thanks, Trump.
Yeah, I don't really know much about what Trump does because I'm not that big of a political person, to be honest, and I kind of avoid it because I just don't really care for it. But
all I know about
I'm not the person to talk about this kind of stuff. So you're on your own.
All I know about right now, his policy is trying to get the. All I know so far, at least done this year, is trying to get the states that legalize marijuana unlegalized or something like that.
Actually, speaking of that, isn't a state like California trying to get weed legalized?
I think it's already technically. They passed it a few years ago, I think, last year, 2 years ago. It passed, I think.
Oh, so it's not anything new?
A year.
Well, I don't know if it was California specifically, because I just overheard it on the news when my parents were watching it or having it on TV or something, but it was some state, I thought it was California, but maybe it's not. Some state is trying to legalize weed. I don't know what state it is. If it's not California, then...
I thought they already passed. I thought the whole West Coast was already legal now. I guess maybe they're trying to start right out. Because
last I remembered, which would be like years ago, it was like very few states, like maybe a couple states that had it legalized, and I don't know how many more states have legalized weed by now, but...
Yeah, I think a year or two ago, the whole West Coast, Alaska, Washington, Oregon, and California all legalized. I mean, a lot of states have passed medical already.
Medical? Oh, medical marijuana.
Yeah. Which is not free range, but, if you're sick and doctors note, you can take it.
Yeah.
But apparently, the Attorney General is trying to overturn all of that. Like, nope, it's all legal again. And
Trump's doing that?
His Attorney General is.
Oh. I mean...
I think where you came from was the first legal state ever.
I mean, is recreational weed really that big of a problem? I mean...
According to them, it is.
Our next topic should be North Korea and their nuclear warhead program. Unfortunately, I don't know much about that. I'd have to research it.
Neither do I. Yeah.
I mean, it could very well be a topic.
But I think it's funny, though. I think I brought this up in other podcasts before, that it's funny when it comes to weed, when it comes to the marijuana issue, for example. They're like, the federal government, it's illegal federally, so it should be illegal in every state. So states can't decide it. However, when the opposite happened, when it came to the gay marriage issue, and the justices passed it a year or two ago, said people get married. They were like, the Trump people were like, let the states decide what they want to do or not do. But all of a sudden, flip-flop around their opinion all of a sudden. Now it's the federal government. It gives me a headache talking about it.
Yellowhammer says, just click on CNN, you'll quote-unquote learn a lot.
Yeah, screw that. The only news show I used to watch back in the day was The Daily Show with the Stephen Colbert Report.
Well, to be fair, a lot of news stations are kind of, politically biased. Well, I think at least. I've only heard. I don't know exactly, but I've heard that a lot of news stations are politically biased in some fashion. So,
yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe CNN is more so that, but not every news station is, in the middle, I guess. Though, to be fair, I kind of feel like news stations suck regardless because they don't really report a lot of interesting things. All they really talk about, from what I've seen, is murder, something that, shouldn't really be news, and that's about it. Oh, I mean, really, I think the only noteworthy thing that I care about the news would be weather, and that's about it. Like, oh, this is what the upcoming weather is. Oh, great, thanks, news station, that's all I need from you.
Of course, nowadays, you can just get that on your app, really.
Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, and you were able to get it on your original Wii when they still had their Wii Connect system on, so you could get it on your freaking Wii, which was pretty cool, for the time at least. And, yeah. Oh yeah, I also had, well, I might still have this satellite TV thing where it only included local channels, but there was one channel that was purely for weather. So there's that. But now I just have my Amazon Echo, so if I really want to know what the weather was, then just ask that. Though, really, the only weather in Phoenix would be rarely rain, sun, and mostly heat. And that's it. It has gone cold at night, but yeah. But anyways, going back to weed though. Is weed really that big of an issue though? I mean,
yeah. If you ask the people it might work with, no, because half the people there smoke it or edible it.
I mean, quite honestly, I don't really hear a lot of flack with weed. I hear more flack about, LC or not LCD, acid. What was it? No. Well, one of them's acid, yes, but there was something else I thought that was with letters, not LCD. LSD. LSD. Oh my god.
My
fucking LCD.
Kind of. If you turn the D and the S around, that's my initials.
The acid, LSD,
heroin, cocaine.
Heroin, yeah, those ones, and a bunch of others. Yeah, those are problems. Those are legitimate problems. But what about weed? Like, I don't really hear a lot about it. I mean, as far as I'm aware of,
weed will make you fat.
No. As far as I'm aware of, there isn't really too many wrong things about weed, other than it just makes you hungry, or at least makes you feel hungry, I guess.
Oh.
As far as I'm aware of, it doesn't get you addicted. So
I was in a car with somebody taking me home, and they were smoking it one time.
Yeah.
And the windows were down, so it felt weird.
Oh, and also, I wouldn't imagine that weed would probably end up being better than cigarettes, because cigarettes just fuck your system over time. Weed, I never really heard anything about getting cancer from weed, especially if you can get it prescribed in certain places. Like,
I think actually it's the opposite. I think people that have cancer or something
from weed, or
no. Instead of chemo people with cancer, apparently it like dulls the pain or something, or
weed dulls the pain of cancer,
or the chemo of the cancer.
Oh,
like when you have chemo stuff, I guess I heard and read about, or
yeah, I mean,
it's it relaxes you, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, there's just not a lot of bad things I hear about weed. Why is it such a big deal in the first place? I mean, as long as you don't go and try driving in the streets while high, I think you'd be fine. Like, maybe not during work, but, you know, if you're just using it personally at your house and you're not fucking about outside in public with it, then who cares, right? I mean, you're not doing anything wrong with it. It's not like you're harming your body as far as I'm concerned.
And it's like, yeah. And for example, a funny story about you heard from his friend or somebody made some brownies.
Oh God.
You know, and started eating them. He got hungry and reached for something. He reached for he grabbed the brownies again. The cycle continued.
Yeah.
Like, remember, if you're eating edibles or weed, make sure you have non-edible food next to you, so you're not complete cycle of, ooh, brownie, I'm hungry, ooh, brownie, I'm hungry, ooh, brownie.
Yeah.
Apparently he was out of it for a whole day or something.
That's kind of the one thing with weed. There's like so many ways to take weed, and I guess other drugs have the same situation where, oh, you can take the drug in this form, or this form, or this form. But like with weed, since it's not as bad, then it's like, oh, you don't have to smoke it. You could have an edible version of it. You could have a hard candy version of it.
Apparently,
there's probably more options too.
Apparently, in some, somebody told me, and there's YouTube videos about this too. I saw. Apparently, there's some KY jelly cannabis.
Wow. Oh yeah.
You know what that is, don't you?
Oh yeah. As far as I'm aware of, the hard candy version of the weed could even contain less weed than if you were to smoke it. So, and this is just from my understanding. I'm no expert on this, by the way, so don't take this as like legit fact. Other than the form part, the form part is a fact. But
yeah, I know you're underage, so you couldn't have gone there anyways because you need an ID to get into these places. But was there any like stores? You came from the first legal state. Was there any stores in your area that had it?
In Colorado?
Yeah, where you lived, or?
I wouldn't know anything about that, unfortunately.
You have to be 20. I mean, you have to be 21 to even get in there. Either get in there. I think you need 21.
I mean, alcohol. If they sold weed in stores in Colorado, then I mean, it wouldn't really be too far off since it's legal there, or at least I think it's still legal there. So
plus the Attorney General has his way.
Yeah, so I wouldn't really be surprised if you could just buy it from a store. Though there still has to be some safe way for people to get it, because it's still a drug.
Yeah, from what I've heard, you need an ID to get it. You have to be 21.
Well, they legalized weed in Canada too, so they can try and stop the illegal sale of weed. Huh. So basically, Canada solved a problem of illegal weed selling by making it legal in the first place. So
growing their own. I think they're starting growing in Ohio now for medical. It passed the medical last year. The recreational failed, but the medical passed, and now they're starting. Now that over a few states over where I live, they're growing it now.
Wow.
I can't get it without a doctor's note. Of course, I don't think I think if I wanted to, I don't think I could smoke it because of my asthma. Might get some edibles or something. It's legal, but yeah, I can't. I have asthma, so I can't really smoke it. Even if I wanted to, I don't.
But yeah, I mean, personally, the way I see it, from my understanding, I just don't really see why it's such a controversial thing in the first place. I mean, you have to be a certain age to even use the drug, so, like, yeah, there could be underage use, but, you know, generally speaking, I'm sure people would be fine.
Of course, that's really, if anything, cigarettes and alcohol. There are a lot of kids who do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's no different, except I think weed would at least be a lot safer, because the fact that there's not a lot of bad things it can do to you, from what I'm aware. So, even more of the reason why I don't think it would be that big of a deal, especially if, from what I understand, and yes, I do gotta emphasize this, because I'm sure there's someone that's gonna yell at me anyways, from what I understand, it can't even get you addicted to weed, so if weed doesn't make you addicted, then even more of a reason not to fucking freak out about it, because, you know, you could get addicted to alcohol, but that's only for some people, and you can definitely get addicted to cigarettes, so if those two things you can get addicted to, and they have a lot of bad things, why aren't those such a big deal? Oh, wait, that's right, because they make money, so there you go.
And plus, they tried the alcohol already, and we know what happened with that. They made alcohol illegal in the 30s or 20s.
Well, clearly it didn't work back then, so they just said, fuck it.
Prohibition, and here comes the speakeasies. This is basically what we have now with weed. Weed speakeasy. With people, I say this, I guess you can find someone you trust, do it, but usually you never know what the other people on the street people might have with their weed. You know, I guess with the FDA, I guess, you know it will be in it, I guess. That's one point for government thing. They had to label it, you know. But with the street vendors, you know, if you trust that guy, you don't know what's in his weed. To be really honest. Hope you trust the guy you're buying the weed from, because he can screw you over, literally.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's just an opinion.
Yellowhammer says drugs are drugs. They all get you addicted, and they all harm you in different ways.
Yeah, well, true. You could get addicted to Tylenol. It's all about how you use it, I guess.
Yeah. Though, I mean, there's not really a lot of... I don't think there's a lot of excuses for cigarettes, though. Cigarettes, that's just plain stupid. Even though people thought otherwise back then.
Like back when Flintstone, Fred and Barney were smoking them.
Yeah, there was commercials about it, too, and everything.
Apparently they passed a law after that, where cartoon characters can no longer smoke cigarettes. And I don't think there's been commercials for them in forever too, since the '60s.
Oh, but what about e-cigs though? That's another thing that's controversial too. Especially back in like 2013, I believe. Because, truth be told, there was a lot of kids in my middle school during that time that were actually smoking e-cigs. Like, it was a big thing.
I was different than vapes or same thing.
Oh, I thought they were the same thing. Oh, okay. If vapes and e-cigs aren't the same thing, I apologize. And just in case they're two different things, I'll correct myself. Vapes.
I'm not sure either. Or they the same thing.
Just in case they're different things, I'm trying to talk about vapes. So apologies if they're different things and I mistook them. But yeah, vapes. That was a big thing in 2013, to the point where people in my middle school, like actual kids, would be smoking them. And it was kind of weird to think about, because it's like, smoking's a bad thing, but this isn't? That's pretty much my view, I guess, at the time.
I guess the difference maybe is cigarettes and vapes. I guess from what I've heard is maybe the vapes don't say your hand's smoky or something.
Well, okay. E-cigs, I'm pretty sure that their whole purpose is to try and get you to stop smoking, by like making you like slowly decrease your addiction. I think.
Oh,
I'm not
I
really
thought
sure
the-
how it works entirely, but
Really,
I think
I
that's
thought
the gist of it.
I thought the whole point of it was so you're secondhand smoking people, so you can still smoke, but without you got a water vapor instead of carbon monoxide. So it's like you're not like the other people around you don't have to breathe in your smoke. I thought the point of it was I could be wrong.
Well, I mean, I guess that could be one way to think about it, but I thought that they were mainly to just like have a way to get you to stop being addicted to nicotine.
I thought that was what the pats and the gum was for.
Well, yeah, those are for the same purpose too, but e-cigs would just be another way of doing it, I suppose. Though I think e-cigs and vapes are really similar, though I know that there was a thing with vapes where there was like candy flavoring, I guess.
Yeah, my friends, some people at work have some. I made a joke. I made a joke at work one time with somebody. Hey, so where's the cannabis flavored vape?
Yeah, but back when I was in middle school, there were vapes that had literal candy flavors, or I guess flavors to them, and you could like the smoke that came out of it. You could actually smell like the candy or whatever flavor they're supposed to be, and yeah, they don't really make you choke like actual cigarette smoke, but you can definitely tell that someone used a vape. I remember in high school even, well, I mean, vape by my time in high school wasn't a big thing anymore, but there was legit one time where I walked in a bathroom and the whole bathroom just seemed a little bit more hazier than usual, and I could literally smell the scent of whatever vape that they were using at the time, and I fucking knew instantaneously, oh yeah, someone fucking vaped in here, and it was like really bad, like it was obvious bad. So I had to go. What?
Your Phoenix school or your Colorado school?
Colorado school.
Oh.
Yeah. So even in my high school, there was like maybe a couple people that were still doing it by then, but at least it's not as huge of a problem anymore. But yeah, it was just really weird. It's like, why would you, like, first off, why would you do this in a bathroom? And second of all, how much did you have to smoke to make the entire bathroom seem hazy? Like, I'm not kidding. It legitimately covered the entire fucking bathroom. It was ridiculous. So, yeah.
So I guess an hour. I guess it's going to only be an hour episode today because I guess we're out of topics for now. So, Yellowhammer, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, come back on Tuesday or Wednesday for episode 3 of the podcast. I'm gonna try to see if I can do 2 a week this year. Maybe, maybe not. Crossing fingers. Definitely next Saturday, but maybe Tuesday or Wednesday for next episode.
And hopefully the background can be. Oh, Pokesaurus joins at the end of the thing.
Hey, came in a little late here, but
jeez,
we were about to wrap it up.
Yeah. Try and do it on Thursday.
Well, I work Thursday. I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturdays.
I don't really have a job yet because I'm still in high school, and I'm not 18 just yet. I'm almost though.
Yeah. Sorry, it usually starts at 10. It usually starts at 10 o'clock Eastern time, give or take. Hopefully. Yeah, and usually we have more people talking, so Snick is here right now, so that's a half an hour voice. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe MarioTube can do a special Thursday episode just for you. But anyways, thanks for watching. Well, hi, Pokesaurus. Both of you, tell your friends. Get some more views up in here. Remember, don't. Oh, Pokesaurus, before we go, you have an opinion about spoilers?
And also, next episode, I think I'll change the background again and try and make it more space-themed. Because I guess this background gives a romantic feeling.
But to wrap it up, really, while we wait for Pokesaurus' response about spoilers, when it comes to either spoilers or, I guess, cigarettes in general, don't put it in people's faces that don't want them.
Pokesaurus, it's not like spoilers for a specific piece of media. It's just like your opinion on spoilers in general. Like, how do you feel about being spoiled, per se?
Yeah. Basically, wrapping it up. Don't blow cigarettes in people's faces, and don't blow spoilers in people's faces.
Yeah.
That don't want them.
And don't blow nukes in people's faces, North Korea.
And let's see
if Pokesaurus says anything. I'm one of those people that don't care about them.
I guess with that, enjoy the randomness, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.